Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And tonight we've got some special guests over here. I've got Mr. Bill Keys. He's the fishing coach for the Coalfield High School Bass Club. And we've got their 4 members sitting over here to my left, and we're going to let them introduce themselves to you here in just a minute. Bill, glad to have you, brother.
Glad to be here, Steve.
All right, man. I tell you what, glad to have you guys here, every one of you. We always have a good time with the high school bass club people, and tonight won't be any different. Right quick before I let Bill get cut to the club members, want to say hello to Dad and to Polly and Bill, and hope everything's going good with them. And we'll get back in here and get these high school boys on film and see what we got. I will tell you this: last Saturday, Wesley and Colt fished with. I was their boat captain, and they fished, and we got some film we'll show later about that, and then we'll move right along. Bill, won't you get cut to the guys over there and let them introduce themselves, and we'll get things started.
All right, boys. Colton, you can go first and tell them who you are and how long you've been doing this, and then right on down the line.
My name's Colton Keys. I've probably been fishing my whole life, basically. 8 years, probably. A little bit longer than that. That's about it.
My name's Wesley Schaefer. I've been fishing since I was old enough to fish. Papa was the one who taught me to fish when I had a SpongeBob rod and threw it in the lake. And that was when I really started fishing, and that's it.
My name's Colt Miles, and I started fishing whenever I was old enough to start fishing. That's about it.
My name's Zach Crow, and I started fishing when I was about 4.
All right, guys, that sounds good. So, folks, we got these guys here. We got Colton Keys and Wesley Schaefer and Colt Miles and Zach Crow. That's left to right. Gentlemen, it's good to have you all here with us. I appreciate you guys coming over. I got to fish with this group. Let's see, when was that first tournament?
We fished our first one in
March.
March.
Yeah.
Wasn't a very successful outing.
Yeah, wasn't very successful.
For both teams.
For both teams. We really struggled. So, we got to practicing a little bit and getting organized, and Bill his boat was down, and he had a knee problem last week, and he and Colton and Zach didn't get to fish, and Wesley and Colt got to fish with me. I took them out, and they done pretty good. They came in second overall weight, and then Wesley tied for big fish. So anyway, that's kind of the way it stacks up. Bill, give me a little insight before we show this film on what got you guys started.
Well, I, like you, I've been tournament fishing for over 30 years, and it's just kind of got in, and I took Colton on his first tournament when he was probably 7 or 8 years old. Of course, one of those days where everything clicked and went right, and there he was. He got bit by the tournament bug back years ago, and I remember the tournament so well, what we did, and of course all them guys thought it was real funny to put him on the internet with all that money in his hand, and it just clicked from there. And of course we live on a pretty good sizable farm and got ponds, and he's just always been going. And so when I thought about him going into high school, and this fishing team stuff was just growing and growing, and I kept watching it, and I said, well, maybe Coalfield would. So I got to talk to the school officials and asking for permission, going for the board, and everything was in agreement. Everybody liked it. So it just kind of took off. This is our first year. We're 2 teams. which is good for a first year, considering this is a whole new game for
Right.
me, you, and I.
Yeah.
Tournaments are easy to do. It's this
Yeah.
school part of it that's the
Mm-hmm.
hard part, I guess. And
Right.
so we're taking it kind of slow, and we'll try to do a little bit more as we get some more experience in it, and more lakes, and do a little more traveling when we get to do that. But right now, I'm tickled. I mean, we have 1 9th grader and 3 8th graders.
Mm-hmm.
And the way BASS lets 8th graders in, because they're always considered incoming, because the seasons always lap over into the fall when they're starting they'll be a 9th grader, so that's why they let the 8th graders in.
Uh-huh.
So this is, with 2 teams, it's manageable. We know what we're doing. You know me, I know you. This is kind of a different look for you for other teams you've had in here, because now you've got one on the team and you're
Right.
doing it. So they're doing good. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely for a fact, no doubt about it. Wesley and Colt, we made a practice trip, and they improved from the first tournament we fished, and I'm just tickled to death with. It's amazing what catching fish will do for you. You know, you go out there and fish and fish and fish, and you don't catch anything. And then you go out there and fish, and you start catching some fish, and it just boosts you and gives you,
That momentum bug starts.
The momentum bug starts working, and there you go. And that's what it took. And I was real proud of those 2 down there Saturday. They done a good job. I hate that your guys didn't get to fish, but that's going to happen. We just got to get us a fill in.
Well,
my boat may break down too.
Well, with the boat inoperable, me inoperable,
it was
one of those days. I told them 1 day or the year, and that's what we all agreed upon.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, listen, we're going to go. I'm going to cut to the film. We're going to show the film, and then we'll come back, and because these guys hadn't seen it either, and we're going to turn the volume up here, folks, on the little inside TV here, so we can hear it, and. So we're going to go to the film, and then we'll have a little better insight of what's going on. Dylan, you ready? All right, man, take us to the film. All right, folks, it's Saturday morning, April the 1st. We're in the high school fishing tournament. Got Colt and Wesley up here fishing, and I'm the boat captain, and I'm sitting back here learning. So, remember my sponsors, can't thank them enough for sponsoring the show. And we're going to get these boys on film here today. They've done caught 1 non-keeper, and I'm slow about getting the camera going. So fish breaking everywhere. We're getting into some fish here. And hopefully we'll get a big one on the line here shortly. We'll get back with you here in a little bit. Hopefully we'll have a fish on the line. And I get these 2 whippersnappers back at the launch ramp this evening with some fish, and I'm going to go out and fish the rest of the evening. So stay tuned, and our weigh ends at 2 o'clock, and we're going to get at it here. All right, Wes has got a small fish on here. Okay, on the rattle trap. Go right up there, Colt. Like it. There you go. Okay, well, we got to have them 5-pounders, 3 of them. Let's go. All right, there's Colt with a non-keeper. Flopping around. There you go, buddy. You got to have some keepers, boys. Let's get on it. Got to have some keepers. Some dandies here. Well,
That's a good
you got one, Wes? Yeah, Wes has got one on up here on his spinner bait. Throw him up in the boat. All right. I don't believe he'll keep either. Okay, let's keep getting them. Come on, we're around some fish. Just got to get some good ones. All right. All right, there's Wes, I think, with our first keeper. We're going to measure him and see. Cold is. There we go. Keep fishing, keep fishing, keep fishing, keep fishing.
Where do you put their head at?
Put their head on in the front there. Hold his mouth. Push him right up there. Yeah, he's 15.5 inches. All right, put him in the rod lock, in the box here, and let's go. All right, folks, our Wes was busy coaching instead of filming, and we got a good 4.5 pounder here. Get him up and get a picture of him here. Just a second. Come here, big boy. Dad, blame it. You rascal, you. Open that mouth. There you go. Yeah, there he is. Good, nice fish. 4 pounder better. All right, we've got 2 in the box. We'll try to do another one here. Our West is with another good keeper fish. 2 pound, 2.5. We got to have them 4 and 5s though. All right. Here. Right there. Get it on there right quick. Let's go, West. Stick it back here and I'll get it.
There it comes.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okie dokie.
Scissors.
All right, there they are with another keeper fish. We're going to have to do a little culling here in a minute. Yeah. Yeah, that fish doesn't weigh much, but he's almost 17 inches. All right, I'll get the board out here and we'll check them. You guys keep fishing. All right, folks, we got Wes and Colt going to the weigh-in here. Okay. All right, folks, we're here to weigh in.
Get you some pictures.
Yeah.
Gotta have them at the wall.
Yeah. Hey, okay.
Is this your biggest one? Let me weigh this and see if it's bigger than 5. 5 even. It's 5 even.
5 even.
Cofield. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold the bag, Colt. Don't let him dump the water out. There you go.
Team weight. 10-10.
10.
Good bag of fish, guys. Go get some pictures of them.
Yeah. All righty.
Hey, Bob, what we'll do, we can give that big fish certificate to them. 'Cause I can make one out. I can make one out at the house.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
guys,
hey,
y'all get what's the name of the guy that caught the big fish?
Schaefer.
Wesley Schaefer.
You guys get a ticket too?
No. Get you some tickets over there, guys. And Christy, you need to go down there and take some pictures with them holding their fish up. And I'm going to get some more of these guys right here.
It's Gavin, individual weight. 7'3". That's individual and their team weight. Kobe did you get it?
Coach.
Yeah, give them a ticket. I'm doing good now. Seeing way some fish again. I've had to put them on the balance beams and everything else. Yeah, shoot, yeah. We throw back 6 nice fish. You know that I'd like to have any tournament, but anyway, they've caught fish today. Yeah, give us some pictures there.
Wesley Schaefer. Yay! The prize today for big fish are evolution lures brought in by Mr. Miller.
All right.
Where's Wesley at?
Good job, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Hunter Runyon caught him, also with the 5-pound fish.
All right.
Winning team today with 13 pounds, 2 ounces. Hunter Runyon, Chris McAdoo.
All right.
Everybody thank your captain.
Hold up a minute.
We got to draw first. I've been tarred and feathered. I'm drawing.
We get to you.
All right, for some fishing line. And an evolution lure. 395 4841. Some fishing line and power bait. 395 4832. 395 4832.
Oh, here it is.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Last call.
Nope. Here he comes. Can I come? Can we just say it was hollow?
All right, we'll redraw for line and power bait. 395 4837.
Call that rig.
395 4834.
You love numbers.
All right. 395 4851.
That has to be gold. Gold can take a leg out.
Dinner for two. 395 4845. All right, now make sure you thank your captains. Our last show will be May 13th, right here from Ladd Landing. Hope to see everyone back there again. Have a good weekend.
And next generation tournament, the 15th, down at Rockwood. Any high school group can get in it. It's going to be a money tournament, all cash payout. That's on the 15th, Rockwood.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
Okay. Folks, that winds it up. We'll see y'all Thursday night.
10 of them guys that are elite for FLW pros.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, folks. We're back, and like I said, I hadn't seen the film myself, and I know these guys hadn't, so we're sitting here watching it and learning things and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to let Colton and Wesley tell about their trip, and then we'll get some info from the other two young guys here and Bill and of what's coming up in the future and that kind of thing. So anyway, Bill, guys, what do you think? let's start with Wesley and Colton, and tell us about the trip you guys had. What we done Saturday, and anything special that you'd like to mention.
Well, first of all, they started out kind of slow. We ran down to our spot and started off catching some little fish, and got on them there in one spot and never got back on them again. So not any that call out the ones we already had. So we just ran back down the lake, got ready for the weigh in, and took our bag up there, and that's about all that happened. Interesting.
Go ahead, Colt.
That's about what happened. Started off slow and got better as the day went on, and that's about it.
I want to hear about this big one, since I wasn't there and present.
Well, I was slow rolling the bait I was throwing, and right when I was throwing on a grass line, right when it stopped ticking that grass is when that fish hit it. And I set the hook thinking it's a little fish, and then I got in the boat and realized how big it was, and I was like, that could be a big fish. And turned out I tied for a lunker, and I didn't think it was going to be 5 pounds, but it turned out to be 5 even. So.
Good. That's great. Any special thing about the fish? I mean, or about what you guys were doing, or anything like that? Yeah.
We was slow rolling a spinnerbait on in that grass. When you got out of that grass, it just is where the fish was, and just it hit the spinnerbait, and it was on from there.
Well, I know we didn't get them all on film, but Chuck, you guys caught 7 more fish right after you caught that big one right there, and just in a couple of 100 yards, and we was weighing them and measuring them and culling and all that mess. So yeah, you've done good. That was a good change up from the rattle trap to the spinnerbait. I thought you made a good decision there. That was definitely, which Colt had already started throwing a chatterbait, but then we wound up with throwing, both of them had spinnerbaits on. So that was a good decision on their part to swap up. I guess they got tired of picking that grass off them rattle traps. I said, yeah, boy, them fish won't hit them things with that grass on them, and they wouldn't. And so I said, you're going to change baits, and they did, and started working. Yeah, it sure did. Started working. So that's a good thing to remember on that part of it. Let's see, Zach. Tell us about yourself a little bit. I hated you missed the last tournament, but you did get to fish the first one. So give us a little in history on old Zach there. Well, come on, Zach.
Hey, Zach, here's an easy one for him. Let's tell all the viewers out there, what is your favorite way to fish and what time of year it is?
Probably spring and fishing spinnerbaits.
Spring fishing and spinnerbait. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But what's your favorite lake? Is it Watts Bar? Any special place up the lake, up the river, in mid lake, the dam area? Tell us a little bit what you like.
Fishing up to Tennessee and pockets around the trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good spinnerbait area right there. It sure is. That fits the, you don't like to fish where you're not catching them, do you, Bill?
No, you got to keep moving until you find them.
You got to find them. And that fishing without getting a bite is for the birds, and they don't miss many.
I'm glad it's warming up. I'll say that.
I
don't know what Mother Nature's throwing at us today, but
yeah, exactly right. Well, yeah, it would have been rough out there today too. And we put up with that first tournament was a rough tournament.
It was cold.
It was cold that morning. It really 28 degrees. It sure was. Yes, sir. Okay, Colton, tell us about yourself there a little bit.
Well, probably my favorite lake would be Waltz-Bar. Same thing, like up Tennessee, in pockets. Probably throwing a Alabama rig or a swim bait, and early spring and fall.
That sounds good. Nothing wrong with that, for sure. You guys, I guess with your dad, you get to fish a few tournaments during the year, during the summer while school's out. Get the mic and talk to us. There you go. Yeah, give us a yes and a no there.
Yep.
Okay. What do you guys fish Milton Hill any, or just mainly on Waltz-Bar?
Yeah, we fished a little bit of Mountain Hill last year.
Did you? Okay, good. What did you think about Milton Hill?
Clear water.
Clear water, exactly right.
Thank you, zebra mussels.
Yeah, thank you, zebra mussels. Yes, sir. Clear water. Milton Hill is a tough lake unless you're fishing it regular, and them guys over there, they fish it regular. They love it, and they catch a lot of fish over there. Anyway, let's go back to oh shucks, Zach there. Zach, get the mic there and talk to us a little bit. What's your favorite reeling rod? What you?
Probably a loose.
Probably yeah. Okay.
And the rods.
All right, that sounds good. And you already said your favorite bait was a spinner bait. Are you burning that spinner bait, or you slow rolling it? What, just fishing
Most
it?
of the time, slow rolling it.
Most time you slow rolling it. I agree. Yeah. The fish don't like bass. They don't like to chase things real fast. You know what I mean? Most of the time, slow is the best retrieve. Yeah. You guys flip crankbait any? Just
Yeah.
do you?
sometimes.
Okay, so you're kind of versatile. You just whatever they want to bite, you're ready to throw it. Is that the deal, or you want to force feed them?
Whatever they're eating.
Whatever they're eating. That's yeah. I like to do that myself too, but I always try to force feed them to start with. Then when they tell me for sure they're not going to bite it, then I go changing up. Is that the way you do
I guess.
it? All right.
There's a lot of knots tied in that boat. I'll say that in a whole day of fishing with them two.
Yeah, that's Wesley and Colt are. We've got a couple of rods we use those snaps on, and change rattle traps every 3 or 4 casts or something of that nature, and that kind of thing. So don't have to tie too many knots, but they do. Naturally, if you're tying on a spinner bait, you want it with a knot or a chatterbait or something that way. But little old crankbaits and rattle traps, we just use a snap and change colors to change up every 10 or 15 casts, that kind of thing. Let's see. Oh, shucks. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Dylan, are you ready to go to break? Give us a couple of minutes break here, and come back to us, will you? All right, man. Thank you. All right.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how.
Cheru has no choice. She and millions like her walk miles a day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom, and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Hey folks, I'm here at Tim's Tires, and I want, just looking, there's all kinds of tires behind me, but this right here is kind of more for the vehicles. So, as you can see, they've got every size shape that you're looking for. And don't get caught with bad weather. Come on by down here at Tim's Tires and let them make you a deal on a set of tires there. Because they do have them. If they don't have, they will get them for you. And you truckers know that, they've got the truck tires too. So Tim's Tires right here coming into Harriman. Make sure you check them out there if you need that set of tires. Hey folks, we're here at Corner Lot Trading and Rockwood Ornamentals, all on the same place here. So we're going to take a little peek at what Gary's got in here that you'd be interested in. Okay folks, there's some of the landscaping stone that he's got, and over behind that we've got a pile of masonry sand and some looks like driveway stone in that pile, and see the cross ties over behind that, and there's some of the vehicles he's bought. So we're looking at all that. There's the ties and the vehicles and that kind of thing. Then over there you see the pile of black mulch. So got that here on site already, and I saw a pile of topsoil over there also. So remember, that's the kind of stuff he's got here, and as soon as he gets his scales in and gets them set up, why, he'll be taking scrap, and he is taking some scrap already. As you can see, that bin right there is full of some small scrap and that kind of thing. And so remember, that's Rockwood Ornamentals and Corner Lot Trading down here on the south end of Rockwood. And appreciate y'all, giving Gary your business, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it. So remember that. Thank you, folks. Hey folks, I'm here at East Tennessee Tent and Detailing down here in Harriman, and as you can see, the workers are wrapped up, tied up, wiping and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So you already saw the front of the building and the sign, and we're going to go inside here and talk to a couple of customers and see what they think about the service. Okay folks, I'm inside and I've run into Miss Sexton here from out in Morgan County. Miss Sexton, what do you think about the East Tennessee Tent and Detailing shop?
Well, this is my first time here, and so far I'm really pleased with the way they're cleaning my van. And can actually see the color of it now. So.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, would you recommend this place to your friends?
Absolutely.
All right, that sounds good. Well, thank you a lot for letting us know what you think of the business, and hope to see you again, and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey folks, shared treasures, consignments, and more. Check some of these pictures out and or this video, and you'll see a lot of the items that they've got to offer, and man, they've got some great stuff. Remember, that's shared treasures, thrifts, consignments, and more. They're on Tri-County Boulevard there across from Ace Hardware.
All right, folks, it's Saturday morning. Okay, folks, we're back, and we're going to give those guys another minute or two here to get their thoughts together, and they're a little bit stage fright, but we'll get them out of that. Hey, while we're talking about my sponsors and that kind of thing, let me tell you about this Tennessee tent and detailing shop down there. I know the weather's bad right now, but you know, as soon it's going to be nice this weekend supposedly, and even into next week. So if you're wanting to get your automobile cleaned up, get your windows tinted, go by down there at Tennessee Tent and Detailing right there across from Regions Bank in Harriman, and give those guys a chance to earn your respect in business, and just, you know, go in there and ask them what, you know, whatever it is you want done, tell them. They got computerized cut on the window tinting, car and truck accessories, remote starts. They install those things, in-dash DVD players, stereo installed, headset, headrest DVDs, players, and overhead DVDs. Wherever you want to put the things, they can do that kind of thing. Light bars, suspension lifts. We're your one-stop shop, and definitely go by and check those out. Specials, in and out car wash in 25 minutes or less is $25, and then in and out truck wash in 30 minutes or less is $30. Just so on and so forth. And you know, you saw the number on there, but I've talked to those, been there twice already myself, and talking with those people that own the business, and they're there to serve, and whatever, you know, that you might need on your vehicle as far as getting it cleaned up, detailed, check with those folks. And then another thing here, you got Rockwood Ornamentals and Corner Lot Trading there. Gary, you can't beat him. He's just a good guy that's trying to make a living, and you know, he's just there to satisfy you. You know, if you want, if you got scrap you're bringing in, or you want some landscaping materials, remember Rockwood Ornamentals, and then the Corner Lot Trading right there on the same lot, right there on Front Street. In South Rockwood, and give them a chance to do the thing there for you on that deal. You know, get rid of your scrap and help. Actually, that recycling is something we're going to have to do more of. I can tell you that. And naturally, Tim's Tires and things of that nature. Citizens Bank, can't thank them enough. Edgemore Outdoors. Appreciate Jim, and I hadn't got to get up there in the last few days, and I want to go up and see how they're doing on the new building, and that kind of thing. Get a new picture of that. They're working at it slow, and he said it would be for sure. And Pamela Ann's candies, fudge and candies and gifts there in Oliver Springs. Those folks are homegrown. They've lived in Oliver Springs, attended school there, got a great business going, and they just keep growing. So I want to thank Pamela Ann and Ed for being a sponsor of the show. The Sign Shop, Edgemore, Citizens First Bank, just wonderful people to work with, and they've got all the the latest on the banking needs. Hey, if I knew all that they had to offer or anything about it, I'd probably be doing it myself. But I'm kind of old-fashioned, Bill, and You know, I don't have a smartphone and all that kind of stuff, but they've got all that electronic banking available for you, people that know how to do that kind of thing. And so I have to do it the old-fashioned way so that I can keep up with it. You know. But anyway, Reynolds Racing and Marine. There's some things going to happen there at Reynolds Racing and Marine. Hopefully hear from them in the next few days, and next week we'll have it on the show whether it's a go or not. And but in the meantime, you know, they got the side-by-sides, they got the boats, the engines, the repairs. You know, get your boat ready for the spring and all that kind of stuff right there at one place. And remember, Reynolds Racing and Marine, they do a good job right there. All righty, Bill, let's see if you can pry some information out of these boys over here.
Well, since you was on the subject of sponsors, I remember when we finally got all the boys together and I had their first meeting at the school, and I told them one of the things they was going to have to do this year was to get their own sponsors. That was going to be some of our finances to get to some of the events that they wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So Colton and Zach, I left them down in the basement, and I was doing other things in the house. When I went back down there, well, there they sat with them smartphones in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What are y'all doing?" "We're emailing sponsors." I said, "Well, the days of going out knocking on the door don't exist no more."
Mm-hmm.
Well, lo and behold,
mm-hmm.
they've got some of their sponsors that'll be. We should be getting our jerseys within the next couple of weeks. Some upcoming events that I definitely want to have them for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let the boys go ahead and talk about some of their sponsors that they smartphoned out a few people, and they've been good to us. All of them seem are going to be sporting some. I done forgot the name of them. It's on my hat, Steve.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Jewel Bait Company.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones I believe Colton did, and
mm-hmm.
they've been good to us so far. Gave the boys some great deals, and I'll let them kind of give a rundown of who we're going to have on our jerseys and some upcoming events coming up that some of them are getting excited about.
All right, sounds good. They need to get involved in this thing here. Tell us about it, boys.
All right, well, we can't thank Jewel and T-Tech enough. They're probably some of our biggest ones. Oh, and Arden Reels and Rods. They're probably some of our biggest ones. They've been a big help, staying in touch with us, sending them clips and video clips, and it's just been a real good to us.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, Zach, let's hear from it, man.
We also got sponsors from Tackle Warehouse and a few others I can't think of right about now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you know, we mentioned while we were out on break here about you guys, you know, who you'd like to thank the most, your parents or your grandparents or your best friend, that, you know, got you hooked started on this fishing. How'd that happen, Zach?
I guess I would like to thank my Uncle Stephen for helping me with all this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's probably the most help that I've got.
Sounds good. What about you, Colt?
Probably my dad. He's helped me the most and got me started in fishing and everything.
All right. Wesley?
I'd like to thank you. You know, you're the one that got me started in fishing. Probably wouldn't be fishing if it wasn't for you. And I'd like to thank my parents for allowing me to fish and all this. And I gave them a hard time about everything, so I thank them for letting me fish.
All right.
Probably my biggest factor is my dad. He's been fishing forever. And I just kind of took his steps and footsteps, trying to start off good. My all-time goal is probably, hopefully, to get to the pros.
Good deal. Anything else you guys want to add? I mean, what's coming up, Bill? What's the future hold for these guys right here?
Well, on the short list for this month, I guess our biggest one is the Battle of Chickamauga, which I understand you group kind of bowed out of it, which is acceptable. Colton and Zach, I gave them the option. Did y'all really want to do it? And they said, sure, it'll be a new experience and all that. Of course, it comes around every year, and there'll be other big events wherever we decide we want to go to.
Right.
But as far as some exposure, national event, very much TV awareness of high school fishing, they're expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to 400 boats.
Mm-hmm.
So this is this is high school fishing, which is, I just can't yet grasp how it's just booming and exploding. And so I think that'll be on the 29th, so we'll be trying to get down there over the next few weeks on the short list to try to get some time in on the water. Neither one of the boys have been there, so other than driving by it and pointing at it, that's about as far as I can say. It's been a long time since I've been on it. I think I might have fished a BFL the last time I was down there, and I don't think that was a good outcome for me back then. But anyway, that's just one of those things. But I guess on the high school side of it, as a group, we've got, you'd mentioned May 13th that they announced at this last one that I was at.
Yeah.
So we'll get together and get a little practice in and see if we can't find some of them spawner fish, because should be happening big time around then.
Right.
On the 13th of May, and they're going to have to be learning some whole new techniques between now and then. I'm banking on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, these guys, Wesley and Colt, like you said, are 8th graders. They'll be going into the 9th grade come fall, and we got three more group tournaments, I guess you'd call it, in the fall. Is that the way it works?
Well, nothing is really penciled as far as tentative on the schedule, but I'm going to get with the group we're fishing with now, the Kingston. I'd like to thank them a lot for inviting us in, and it's been, the first one was really great because I think we had over 20-something boats.
Yeah, I think that's right.
A lot of local schools, Kingston, Midway, Wartburg, us, maybe Cumberland. I'm not really for sure if they showed up or not.
Right.
But we'll definitely get some stuff going for this fall. At least, 3 to 4 of them. Mm-hmm. That right there puts them in a whole new world again.
Yeah.
Of different style of fishing on the fall side of it.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Yeah, it kind of changes things a little bit. I guess I decided for us, my group, about the Chickamauga tournament. I just couldn't foresee getting any practice time down there right now. We're blessed with work, and so I got to get all that I can, and why it's there. And I just couldn't see us getting any practice time down there for these guys. And I told them we'd just put it off and try it next year.
Well, 4 more years with them, you got to look forward to.
I know, yeah, we've got 4 more chances, so we'll catch them hopefully. And but it is an ongoing thing. And let me give you all a little perspective. My wife kept asking me, and Bill, you've probably had the same trouble. What are you gonna do out there watching them guys fish? And I said, I don't know. I really didn't what to expect. But as you can see by me filming, I guess that preoccupied me. Watching those young men fish and me sitting there in the seat when I'm used to doing all the fishing myself. So hey, I enjoyed it. It was different. I sat there and kind of straightened out some of my tackle that I hadn't seen.
You have a lot of time.
I have a lot of time, yeah. And I put blades on spinner baits and a little bit of everything, and organized a couple of tackle boxes and this, that, and the other. So while they were there fishing, and that worked out great. But I was well pleased with the guys. They learn a lot. We did have, like I said, I took them fishing a couple of trips after our first tournament, and we decided we'd get our act together, and they did. They come around and done great, but my part of it was just to drive the boat and make sure we didn't get in trouble and that kind of thing. The wind I tell you what, that wind was a little rough down there last weekend, and it makes it hard about controlling your boat when you're trying to fish in the wind.
Well, I believe that's a learned experience for all four of them, is having to run a trolling motor. On their own. Neither one of them look like they can either stand on either leg.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's Colt and Wesley, and they alternate out. When one of them's got a fish on or something, or changing baits, the other one's running it. So, but they're getting better. They're definitely improving, and it is a lot of your fishing is boat control.
Very much so.
You got, if you get on top of your fish, you're not going to catch them. If you're too far away, you're not going to catch them. So once you figure out where they're at or what they're laying around, you got to stay in that area to catch them, and that's so that comes back to controlling your boat. But yeah, the trolling motor is a deal. It really is. You guys over there, let's get you back on the camera here, and any last minute things you want to talk about. Heck, we don't have a whole lot of time, but we got a few minutes if you want to tell us something.
I gotta think about something.
All right, what do you think about this fishing thing? Are you going to stick it out, stick with it? You enjoying it right now? What's your long-term plan?
Well, I've fished tournaments before with you, and I ain't never fished them consecutively like this, and so it's a whole new experience for me. Doing this whole tournament back like every month thing, so it's definitely.
All right. Yeah, one of you other guys have something to say. It keeps us busy. I'll tell you that. It keeps us busy. You're just back, before you know it, it's the next tournament.
You're practicing or getting ready for the next one.
That's exactly right. So go ahead. I'll tell you what I want to find out about. You guys have to live up to a certain standard of conduct and grades and all that kind of stuff to participate in this. Let's talk about that a little bit. Come on, Colton. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Anyways, you got to keep good grades to even participate in this. And there's many factors: behavior, grades. Just be able to go out there and fish.
Yeah. Let's see. I read those rules and are what they expect of you. You can't miss much. You can't be expelled for any reason. If you do, you're out. And that kind of thing. And let's see. You have to keep your grades up naturally. You really just got to, and you can't. You have to. You got to be a model student. You got to be there at school every day. You can't have an absentee problem and that kind of thing, or you don't get to fish. Bottom line. So it really makes you be. What do y'all think about that?
Well, it really gives you some motivation in school, honestly.
Yeah, there you go, Zach. What do you think about that kind of thing? Is it good for you?
I'm thinking the same thing as Colton. It's good motivation to keep your grades up and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. If you don't keep your grades up, you can't fish. And so, if you love fishing, the grades just ain't, there's nothing to keep you from getting them. Boy, I wish they'd have had this when I was in school, man.
Where would we be today?
Buddy, I ain't no telling. I know I wouldn't have been a D-. I'd have been an A+er. Guarantee it. Yeah, because I said, well, if I don't do this, I won't get to fish. But anyway, you know, I've enjoyed having you guys over here. I want us to keep positive, and good luck to you guys down on Chickamauga. We're going to sit tight right here and practice, and because personally I've got a tournament. Mike and I are going to fish the St. Jude's tournament May the 20th, and you're going to fish that too, Bill. And so plus we've got their next tournament's May the 13th, or on the 13th of May. So the following weekend we're in the St. Jude's, which was going to be down there practicing anyway. You know, more than
benefits
likely.
us a little bit.
Yeah, so it's going to help us a little bit, and then help them too. And that's always May's a good time to be on the water on Watts Bar. Top water bite, fish are still shallow, and that kind of thing. So this will be getting better. You know, I can't pry anything out of you guys. Colt, what do you think about the situation?
Yeah, I like it. I like fishing a lot, these tournaments.
Yeah.
So it's the first for me. I like it.
Good deal. That's wonderful. I'm glad you're liking it, and that's a big thing right there. It's hard to do something you don't like. You know what I mean? You just can't force yourself to do a good job at it if you do it. You know.
I have a real good feeling that with the success I mean, when you're 3 8th graders and a freshman, and we've already got a notch to second under our belt, I really, especially with all these new millennials and their smartphones, I believe they'll be seeing what's going on, because they're going to be showing all these videos, and all the guys will. There may be a few more involved coming in the next year's season.
Yep.
So we might be growing a little bit, which would be great.
It'd be great. Yeah, that's what we want to do is increase our numbers and keep being competitive and placing in these here tournaments, guys. That's what it's all about. Establishing a footprint right now is what we got to do. Well, listen, we're about out of time here. I want to thank you young people for coming over, being on the show. Bill, I want to thank you especially for bringing them and getting them over here. And folks, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, being a captain, and I know Bill is too. And it's we wouldn't be doing it.
No.
And so if you're interested in being a boat captain, get in touch with me. I guarantee you they can put you on the contact list without a doubt.
There'll be some excitement for the day.
Yes, sir. It's a good thing. Listen, God bless you all. We'll see you next week, and hope you catch some.